So welcome back everybody, Genghis here. I just started recording like a 10-15 minute long video about not Crisco's equipment, and then I was like, really? I'm just wasting everyone's time here. So I'm gonna talk about equipment, but I'm gonna do it fast so you get all the information you need without me wasting any of your time. What if tanks equipment is really not like Crisco's? It is really easy. You get yourself that 75. If you can mount vert stabs on any tank, you mount vert stabs on any tank. If you can mount a rammer on any tank, you mount a rammer on any tank. Unless your FC just tells you to pick like Binox, Optics, and Camonet and go stand in a bush in your batchat, whenever the fuck you can, you take Binox. You take vert stabs and a rammer. And then normally the only question you have is what do I put in the third slot, Optics or Vents? For tier 10 heavies, for tier 10 mediums, for most scouts, and so on and so on. And normally the answer is Vents on heavies, Optics on mediums and scouts. And here come a couple, like, it gets wavy and a bit complicated and depends on what you like, and even super unis really don't agree on this, so that's why I'm going like this. Basically, if you have really good view range crews on your mediums, you can replace, or good to really good crews on your mediums, you can replace Optics by Vents. I would not do this on mediums which really depend on view range and sniping, such as a Leo, Batchat, or MX30B, but on like a 140 or E50M, try it out if you want it. Also, it is an option to play many heavies which have like good turrets and are really on the front line and at best have some ability. With Optics, I'm thinking of the 113, IS7, E5, maybe 50B right now at the top of my head at tier 10. And it can also really be worth playing out because heavies have really high view range at tier 10, and if you equip them correctly, you can get up to like 500 base, which is pretty damn insane. And which I have done here, or even on my 50B. Okay. If I put on Optics, like you can have Optics and Vents on your 50B, right? And you get up to like 510. Like it's completely retarded view range and allows you to spot anything, even behind bushes and TDs firing behind bushes and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the general rule. And then there are a couple equipment pieces like, what do you do on weird tanks like 263, which can't mount vert stabs, can't even mount vents, that kind of stuff, right? What do you mount on the Batchat and so on. And that's where I'm going to go through all the other stuff real quick. Basically useless. Basically useless. Or useful while grinding if you're poor. Useless except on a mouse maybe. Useless. Useless unless when grinding, but even then basically useless. Always useless. Gun laying drive. Gun laying drive is always worse than vert stabs. Never take a gun laying drive instead of vert stabs. Always take vert stabs over a gun laying drive. The two are commutative and you can use both together if you want, like I am currently doing my 50B. However, a gun laying drive really does not help you aim as much, and it mainly only helps you aim if you actually aim all the well, and it nearly does not help you at all for snapshotting, which ends up being a lot of the shots in World of Tanks, while for example vert stabs helps you a lot with snapshotting. Same with even vents. So a lot of the time I would prefer a vent to a gun laying drive, if not even all the time. But a gun laying drive can have preference over Optics depending on the tank, or over Binox and Camo. Like it's in the range of kind of useful things, right? Then you have Optics, which in my eyes are nearly as important as rammer and vert stabs on many tanks. Like Optics, especially at lower tiers and on tanks with high view range. Basically, my highest recommendation really for you guys along all tiers is always have a look at the view ranges on your tanks and compare them to some others to just have a general idea, right? If your tank has a high view range for that tier, mount Optics and you will be rewarded with a flood of free credits and experience because everyone has like a shitty crew and no Optics, no nothing. You have like high base view range and Optics and maybe even like chocolate, and you outspot everything and you farm all the spotting damage. So yeah, makes grinding way easier. But yeah, that's Optics. And otherwise, Binox and Camonet are obviously useful on TDs and sometimes on a scout, but that's already it. So yeah. I hope that answers most of your questions about equipment. There's really not much more to say. Only thing which I'm gonna add is kind of what equipment do you want to combine with what? For those of you who are not aware, who haven't read the forum threads and so on. For example, obviously, Vents and Brothers in Arms are a great combination because they multiply each other. So if you already have Bia, why not also get Vents? It's kind of the idea. But then most of the time you have, Optics are also great. But Optics definitely pair up great with view range skills. Like if you're going for Optics, you should get view range skills on your commander before Camo. And basically, in nearly all cases, I think you should get free range skills on your commander before camo. The only exception really being tanks with extreme camo and very low crew members. Like a batch. Then, what else? Vert stabs, yeah. I mean, like I told you in the Cruise Crew guide, always get safe. What's it called? Smooth riding and a snapshot, safe shot, snapshot. Smooth ride and snapshot, right? Yeah. First, and you want to get vert stabs anyway. Those three go great together. Those three make a huge difference, like snapshot, smooth ride, and a vert stab. Yeah. You'll see play tank with and without those three. If you ever get a chance, like on a test server or something, right? You will see the difference in aiming. It's just massive. And that's already pretty much it. If you go for optics, and even if you don't go for optics, using cola on your tanks is also the last thing, which cola / food in general, yeah. I will really recommend you people to consider trying out. Even over, like, I think it's more important than using a big rep kit. It's more important than shooting gold in many situations. Like, really, I would rather play my 140 maybe. Would I? I don't know. With food than with heat. Okay, now I'm going deep. But try out using food maybe on some tanks, especially tanks which depend a lot on view range and camo, because food increases your view range and your camo. People don't maybe realize that. Same as vents improves your camo, yeah? And same as Brothers in Arms improves your camo, and same as vents improves your driving speed, your turning speed or whatever. So, like if you have a Bachelor or Leo, maybe try putting chocolate on it and just see the difference for a couple of games and see how it goes. Because I think it can really be massive, and I really feel the difference myself. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too boring in the end, and yeah, I hope you got everything you need to know about equipment now. See you next time, guys, and at least now we can move on to more interesting topics.